Let us pray. O source of light and life, we look to your presence this evening as we begin to navigate something that's not always easy. Change. Change brings a core challenge, a spiritual challenge. How do we face the new, especially if it's not what we wanted? Will we run away? Will we close our hearts, our minds, our souls in a futile effort to protect ourselves? Or will we instead open, working to love and to understand more deeply, working to give and to receive more thoroughly? Will we ourselves become the world in which we want to live? These soon-to-be 2023 graduates gather here this evening to give thanks for this, and for the education which has helped to enable it. We also gather, perhaps even more importantly, to give thanks to and for you, the parents, the grandparents, siblings, aunts, uncles, teachers, and friends, who give and have given so much to support them in becoming the people they wish to be. So let us now together observe a few moments of silence and thanksgiving for one another, and the hope that we will, all of us, continue to meet the changing tides of our time and the holy work of ever-winding hearts and minds. Amen.
Good evening, and welcome everyone. Class of 2023, we begin to celebrate your graduation. As several of my predecessors have said, it's sad to see you go, but it would be even sadder if you weren't ready to go. Hopefully you're ready to go. Our rituals and traditions like this are important. We've met in this space many times this year, some happy, some cheerful, some with some stern reminders, some entertaining on this stage, perhaps a surprise dance from someone you didn't expect. And we've heard many of your senior speeches here. A year full of gatherings in this very space. Many of you, 4 years full of gatherings here. And now, the culmination, our last meeting in Marston Hall. Seniors, you are always in our hearts. We give thanks to God for the great privilege to have been your teachers, your coaches, your mentors, and now forever part of our family. These weekend events are not an end, but rather milestones reached. Together as friends, colleagues, and families, may we always be Christ Church seahorses. And you, the class of 2023, forever bound together as alumni, the 102nd graduating class of Christ Church School. Congratulations. Before we turn our attention to awards, a quick thank you to our Parent School Council. They have helped this year in many of our celebrations, including an incredible prom and those wonderful treats for Teacher and Staff Appreciation Week. This is a volunteer effort, and we appreciate all you have done this year. Our lone senior parent representative this year has chaired the Staff and Teacher Appreciation Week for 3 years. So to Miss Jill Sears, thank you, and thank you to our Parent School Council.
Earlier today, I stepped to this piano and asked my senior singers to come and share a song with them. And it reminded me of my own high school experience, which was unusual because it was a very small private school in North Carolina. And I was in the first graduating class at that school. And I began to reminisce, and I immediately thought of a teacher that led me and impressed me from my entire life. From 6th grade to 12th, she taught us in that little school. And I'm fortunate that in a week from Monday, I'm going to have lunch with that lady and show her just how much I appreciated her leadership and guidance. And I know you seniors probably can look at your faculty and think of what they've done as leading you as seniors, as advisors, as coaches, and that they've left a lasting impression on you. And I hope you do hold that. We're happy today to recognize all of you in many ways, but those of you individuals who have done exceptional things outside of the classroom and in the classroom. We're going to begin with the recognition of senior student leaders, and I'm going to call on Aaron Alter, Kalista Nelson, Pete Goodrich, and myself in that order.
Thank you, Mr. Parsons. This is my third opportunity to recognize the senior student leaders, and I have to say I struggled a little bit this year trying to come up with a short summary that might capture this senior leadership group. I think there are a few reasons why that was challenging. The first is that this group includes leaders who did not serve as student leaders in their senior year, but who did serve in years past, and I think I would be remiss not to quickly thank them for their service, even though it didn't include service in their senior year. But also because I think this class, just a year, doesn't really capture enough of who they are and what they've done for us. The reality of their 4 years is that they've been pretty unlike any other 4 years for high school students. And I think those, and in particular right here at this school, not just with the global pandemic, but also with a lot of change within our community. So I just want to thank all of these seniors, and then in the ones I'm about to list, the senior leaders for getting us through, for really being the glue, the bridge, the tissue that makes Christ Church what it is. So thank you, seniors. First, I'm going to recognize the residential prefects. The first one I'd like to call up is O'Henry. And next, PB. Brittany. Mahan. Charlie. Drew. Kalista. Rose. And next, our day student leader for this year, Holly Valadez. And our senior academic liaison, Fiona Shaw. And now our three school spirit coordinators. First, Michelle Bracken. Next, Garnet Davis. And finally, Izzy Keeland. And next, the two mental health liaisons. First, Uzo. And next, Landon. And last but not least for me, the Sustainability Coordinator, Abigail Smiley.
I'll now ask Kalista Nelson, our senior, to come and present the Unity Council.
Hello everyone. So I just saw Mr. Alter go before me and I realized I might have prepared a little too much. So I'll cut it a little short, but because we have so many seniors, I do have to simply take some time to recognize each and every one of them. So this year's council, 14 is the largest in Unity Council history. Together we have tried through navigating means to communicate with the community post-pandemic, a change in faculty advising, and simply regaining momentum, the presence we once had on campus. Amidst these hiccups, the council accomplished success in large projects this year, such as the Carnation Sale, Black History Month, Women's Solidarity, and Ally Week. This council deeply resonates with me because they have taught me what a true working team of vastly different individuals can overcome. We captured the essence of our mission to promote inclusivity by growing together as leaders, peers, and allies inside our own space. Then, by this truth, we were capable of executing our events, contributing to the new culture on campus of individuality, leading to unity. In the end, we did establish our presence. So now I'd like to honor some seniors. I will say your name first, and then after I talk about you to everyone, I'll call up you again to get your cord. So first, Mahan Govender served his second year on the council as a co-chair, maintaining, if not amplifying, the same energy and passion for cultural representation that he demonstrated last year. He walks with an air of leadership that chooses to personally connect with others to enact change. To challenge his spirit is a battle lost, for he could be seen at any and all council events, selling carnations, dishing out raffle tickets, and facilitating an LGBT open forum. In sickness and in health, Mahan shows up. Mahan, please accept your cord. Stephanie Mabonu served 3 years and is an example of a change maker. Her passion for social justice is inspiring, for when there is a call, Stephanie will answer. From her support in others' endeavors, such as leading heavy conversations about racism on campus and open forums, to leading the charge in this year's Black History Month, including her critical role in organizing a new tradition of an annual Black church service. We remember Stephanie as an individual who seeks truth. Stephanie, please come up and accept your role. Served 1 year and introduced me to the term motion. In my words, it is an individual who has the ability to move others into one unifying movement. Chris is a man with motion, maintaining a balance of discovering his self-identity while acting as a facilitator in any group or space. His talents as a photographer, including his work in the Black church service in February and his standard for every meeting to produce concrete action, has been much appreciated. Chris, please accept your cord. Ohema Asibe served 2 years, and she is a woman with a silent smile, but a voice that can sway any discussion. She exercises presence through her admirable dedication to serve as a teammate and leads by example by ensuring the little details are completed to make any carnation sale, church service, or block party possible. Every member and any stranger feels supported in her presence. Emma, please accept your foil. Drew Johnson's first year on the council has been a long time coming, for he is a student with many eyes on him as an athlete, leader, and friend. Drew understands that others are watching him, and he leads by example by using his voice to answer anyone's call for help. On the council, his rare silence would nod towards his opinion, and picking his brain led to necessary pauses in the meeting room. Always, Drew delivered the perspectives of others. Drew, please accept your award. The moment Camille Marshall joined Christ Church School, she demonstrated confidence and drive by immediately applying to the Unity Council. Her application showed me that she was confident in her identity and enthusiastic to contribute to a new community. She would quickly become our fantastic scribe, able to recall all important details from any council member. I describe her as a missing piece to every puzzle, utilizing her problem-solving and natural leadership to guide us all through complex activities. Camille, please accept your award. I don't know if Uzadima Mourinho understands that throughout her 1 year on the council, everyone on campus recognizes her name, her face, and her voice because of her passion to be involved. Uzo is a magnet, attracting others to the cause with her charm and wit by joining students in bi-incarnations, conversing in open forums, and ensuring everyone is enjoying the block party. May it be an announcement or a personal conversation, Uzo is courageous and vulnerable and a true example of a woman with empathy. Uzo, please accept your award.
I think it goes without saying, this amazing young lady here who has led the charge and who has been such a representation for the Unity Council, bringing about a better understanding of much more ties. It's Lisa Nelson.
Call Mr. Peter Goodrich for the Community Council.
Good evening. Kalisa, that was beautiful, and yes, mine will be shorter, but I feel now unprepared. So the Community Council is a judicial body that meets with students following the breach of major school rules in order to deliberate and recommend consequences and to uphold the core values of Christ Church School. It's also kind of a different tone than Kalisa's was. Students are selected for their honesty, integrity, fidelity, courage, and equanimity under pressure, and for their unique individual gifts. The work is very sensitive, often emotional, and brings with it the weight of heavy decision-making. The 5 members chosen in the early spring this year all exhibit the maturity, wisdom, broad perspectives, and courage that is required for this tough task. Among those 4 were seniors. Please come forward, Michelle Bracken. And Mahan Governor. And Izzy Keeland. And Kevin Liu. We also want to recognize current seniors who were on the council in past years. Will Blake. Stephanie Mbonu. Peyton McDonald. And Kalista Nelson. Thanks to you, senior council members, you'll be hard to replace.
I have the pleasure of recognizing those seniors who have served as navigators. The group has been instrumental in welcoming, guiding, and serving as hosts for countless open houses and for visit days and doing class shadowings. And these young people represent what I feel is some of the best that we have to offer. We have so many wonderful comments from people who come and visit and then write us back and say, I want my child to be like that kid that led me around all day. So I'm happy to present these courts to navigators. Seaborn Barker. Brittany Diak. Kevin Dunn. Steve Lynn. Mahan Governor. Peyton McDonald. Kalista Nelson. And Grant So. I'd like now call on Mr. Donnie Piles, advisor, to present the Outstanding Student Award for 12th grade.
Thank you, Mr. Parsons. Good evening, everybody. The Outstanding Student Award, by nomination of their classmates, is voted on and presented by the faculty. The award recognizes that student in each class that has best exemplified excellence in scholarship, co-curricular participation, and citizenship for that school year. As his advisor, I have the great honor this year to present the Outstanding Student Award for the 12th grade. I've been fortunate to have had the opportunity to serve as Grant's advisor this year. That fortune is not just because he is a fine young man and needs very little advising from me. It is, just as much, because of what he teaches me. I believe that if we are to be good teachers, it is necessary for us to be good learners. Just like all the students we teach, we do not always live up to the expectations we have for ourselves. Our students, and particularly you seniors, believe it or not, often remind us of the type of people we aspire to be. With his patience, Grant encourages me to give people time to grow. With his resolute work ethic, he reassures me that sometimes the most important work is that which nobody else sees. With his approachability, he reminds me that gentleness and kindness are central to living in community. At Christ Church School, we think of being a student as more than just getting good grades. Our curriculum is all-encompassing. It recognizes that learning does and should happen everywhere. And it is important to remember that his classmates felt Grant was deserving of the Best Student Award by nominating him to the faculty. They recognize that he strives to excel in the classroom, is a central leader in our co-curricular program, and is a generally wonderful member of our community. And maybe more importantly, he always does these things purposely, yet never boastfully. I am honored to present Grant Sobel with this year's 12th grade Outstanding Student Award.
Thank you, Mr. Biles. I'd like to call Faculty Advisor Molly Brumfield to present the Student Life Award.
The Student Life Award. Christchurch's motto, Virtuous Veritas Fortitudo, embodies 6 core values: curiosity, acceptance, integrity, respect, kindness, and self-confidence. True citizenship in our community is best exemplified by the student who seeks to celebrate his or her fellow students, exercises regular acts of kindness and respect, and widens his or her horizons with self-confidence and integrity. The Student Life Award recognizes that senior who has, throughout his or her Christchurch career, best exemplified these core values. For many of us, it takes a long time to learn in a new environment, but not for this person. Christchurch School feels like a small town, a place where you have to learn a lot and learn quickly how to fit in with the crowd that has been here for many years. It can also feel dynamic and confusing. There are so many new faces and names to learn, new teachers and coaches with diverse teaching approaches to understand, and of course, there's this little place on the Rappahannock River where the waters and tides tested you every afternoon. This young woman may not have learned names easily, but her kind heart and gracious spirit made us feel seen and loved, even if she couldn't remember all of our names for the first few months. The task of being oneself during adolescence is never easy, and it is a remarkable thing to not only be oneself, but also have deeply rooted values and an open heart to accept others for who they are and what they believe. Rosario, you brought respect and commitment to all of your classes, warmth and joy to our advisory, acceptance to living on Second Merle, love for your roommate, relationship with your roommate, and your spirit to the sailing team. You may have always been a few minutes late, but you always showed up for everything with a bright smile and a positive attitude. You made friends with all kinds of people from all over the world, not just your world. The faith community of the Church of the Visitation was graced with your presence on Sundays. You shared your family with us through stories about sisters, parents, and cousins in Spain, and even here at CCS. Sorry, you were the first senior to jump into the Potomac River on the immersion trip, and you even invited me to join you. You were just you, Rosario, and you made this community a better place. You were unafraid to work hard, to help others, to see problems, and to find solutions. We loved having you as part of the dynamic system of Christchurch. You made our small village grounded, joyous, and more beautiful. I am honored to present the Student Life Award to Rosario de Tomas Pereiro.
I would like to call John Deem, our Athletic Director and Co-Curricular Programs, to present the Best All-Around Athlete Awards.
Thanks, Mark. The true student athlete is a unique member of a school community. Dedication to team, perseverance, sportsmanship, natural talent, and the inner strength to balance rigorous physical activity alongside the rigor of the Christ Church school curriculum, all combine to describe the recipients of this award. By vote of the school's coaches, this dual award is presented annually in memory of Dick McDonough, class of 47, to that senior athlete who demonstrates the best all-around athletic ability. The female athlete is a 4-year student, 3-sport athlete known by her coaches for her commitment, team-first mentality, heart and hustle, and coachability. It goes to Cleesa Nelson. The Best All-Around Athlete Award for male goes to another 4-year student, 2-sport athlete, most of the times was a 3-sport athlete though. If you ask his coaches, the first thing that comes out of their mouth is tough. And then also just a natural leader, and that goes to John Ball.
Thank you, Mr. Dean. I'm pleased to call on the Department Chair for Humanities, Mr. Michael Heath, to present the Humanities Prize.
I'm still crying from Molly's speech. The Australian rocker, Nick Cave, once gave this advice to a teenager. Read. Read as much as possible. Read the big stuff, the challenging stuff, the confronting stuff, and read the fun stuff too. Visit galleries and look at paintings. Watch movies, listen to music, go to concerts. Be a little vampire running around the place, sucking up all the art and ideas you can. Fill yourself with the beautiful stuff of the world. Have fun. Get amazed. Get astonished. Get awed on a regular basis so that getting awed is habitual and becomes a state of being. Fully understand your enormous value in the scheme of things because the planet needs people like you. Smart, young, creatives full of awe, who can minister to the world with positive, mischievous energy. Young people who seek spiritual enrichment and who see hatred and disconnection as the corrosive forces they are. These are manifest indicators of a human being with an immense potential. Now, as well as that being great advice for all of you, the recipient of the Humanities Award this year has certainly taken this advice. He reads constantly, but also he runs around like a vampire, sucking up all the art and ideas he can find. His curiosity knows no bounds, and it is more than that anything that indicates he is a human being with immense potential. It is with the unbearable lightness of gratitude and pride that I present this year's Humanities Award to Kevin New.
Thank you, Dr. Heath. Call on the Department Chair of the Mathematics, Mr. Leland, to present the Mathematics Prize.
Good afternoon. This award is voted on by the Mathematics Department faculty in order to recognize excellent and outstanding achievement in the school curriculum. And this is my second year here, and what we're trying to do in the math department is to try to make people better thinkers and try to actually give math a practical application in their life. I know you probably think back to your math classes when you were in high school and you're now an adult working, like when I didn't use any of that stuff. And so we decided that, or we learned that how math has an application in life is that you can use it to make decisions, or you can use it to understand a situation better. And we call that quantitative reasoning. And so this is not the student who knows all the answers. This is not the student who turns in all their homework. This is the student that demonstrates that they can use what we're learning to understand the world around them. And this student, the moment she walked into my classroom and she started putting pen to paper and started to do assignments, I'm telling you, this person has an extremely beautiful mind. So much so that I bumped her up to the next class. I was like, no, you can't stay here with me. You can do so much more in the class that's above this one. But what I didn't know is that that teacher saw the same thing and bumped her again. That's unheard of, meaning that they started off in my AQR class, Advanced Quantitative Reasoning, and by the end of the year, they were doing calculus. Wow, that's pretty amazing. This award goes to Rosario de Thomas.
I'm happy to call on Mr. Mike Carey, who's the Department Chair for Science, to give the Science Prize.
The Science Prize is given to the senior who has earned the highest academic average in at least 4 science courses during his or her time at Christ Church School. I've thought many times about changing how we choose the winner of the Science Prize. The current wording is rather cold and impersonal, not in keeping with the traditions of differentiated instruction at Christ Church. But in the end, I always stick to the current wording because it fits the discipline of science so well. The answer is in the data. But what do you do when there is no answer in the data? What do you do when there are multiple candidates whose academic averages in their 4 highest science courses are exactly equal, as is the case this year? We must then look to other things. One student stands out as an exemplar of the kind of science student we strive to produce in our program. The Christ Church School Science program is skills-based. This means that we emphasize the process of science and encourage students to engage in real scientific practices. Experimental design and data analysis accumulate with the oft-dreaded lab report. But a lab report is just one of the most common ways in which scientists share their work. It is the equivalent of a scientific journal article. Last year, in her 11th grade year, the winner of this award began a project that she continued throughout the school year and into the summer. She designed a novel and timely COVID-era experiment. She conducted a literature review, gathered test subjects, learned statistical analysis techniques to analyze her results, and wrote up her findings. In the words of her 11th grade science teacher, Derek DeLoro, she has a strong scientific intuition, understanding things like control, bias, and measurements in ways that are often hard to teach directly. She's deeply resilient, able to deal with setbacks or frustrations in the moment and move forward without compromising any of the patience and careful work required to maintain strong results. In January of this year, her article, The Effects of Colored Surgical Masks on Emotion Recognition and Perception in Adolescents, was published in the Journal of Research High School. In my time, the only CCS science student to publish in a peer-reviewed journal, the lead and only author listed, the winner of the Science Prize for the class of 2023, Feng Hui.
Now falls to me to give several awards. I'm presenting on behalf of our teacher, Ms. Sarah McCormick, as well. The Visual Arts Prize is awarded yearly to the art student or rising graduating senior who has successfully demonstrated artistic talent, the skillful use of diverse medium, software and techniques, creativity in the demonstrated subject matter, and diligence in the completion of studio and classroom assignments. This student is a leader and greatly respected by her peers. She worked many days and hours to hang student art for our spring show. Her leadership and dedication to this work and her own is unmatched. She is responsible for our beautiful yearbook cover this year. She is talented, skillful, and ready for art school. On behalf of Ms. Sarah McCormick, I'm so happy to present the Visual Art Prize to Rose Spahn. Christchurch School Permanent Collection Award is presented yearly to the visual arts student who has created an outstanding work of art in the Christchurch School Visual Arts Studio. As testimony to its lasting value, Christchurch School purchased the work and for permanent display in the campus private collection. This year's recipient is a storyteller and puts her heart and soul into her work. It has been great to watch her work and share these ideas with others. Her painting will be published in thousands of calendar copies for the Southern Indiana schools. She is an outstanding student artist. Ms. McCormick is pleased to present this award to PB. The Performing Arts Prize in Theater is given yearly in memory of and celebration for the lives and influence of Lynn Lumser, former teacher and drama coach from 1963 to 1970, and Sandra Todd, whose tireless effort and enthusiasm kept the arts alive at Christchurch School. This award is presented with gratitude and appreciation to the actor, dancer, technician, or writer whose integrity and diligence and contribution inspired excellence without any regard for self-glorification, and who best emulates unfaltering commitment and continuous dedication to the theater program, both on and off the stage. From the 9th grade to the 12th grade, this student has demonstrated not only tenacity, but creativity and the acceptance of doing things more than just what was expected. I've watched this student grow and change as an individual. I've seen her battle through the COVID experience, and on the other side, do things that she never thought she could do, and be on stage, even when it wasn't comfortable. I'm pleased to present this prize to Sarah Hale. The Performing Arts Prize in Music is presented to the student musician who has emerged and developed consistently as a performer, made significant contributions to the music program through performance, and has provided excellence as a role model within the school as an ambassador through music. In her first year here, this student stood or sat in the chapel with guitar and sang with little preparation, and demonstrated at that moment that there was something unique and special about her. Throughout the entire, she was a member of the choir in that year. And in the spring, the pandemic stopped the choir, and there was no opportunity for that. But yet, through opportunities on video, opportunities through the pandemic at a distance, performing lessons and carols and recording it so that other people would see it by herself, and in her last year, being able to not only sing, but to be able to lead. The voice, the spirit, and the integrity of Kalista Nelson will be missed here. I'm honored to present the Dean of Instruction, Dr. Powell, to present the Valedictorian Award.
Thank you again, Mr. Parsons. The Valedictorian's Award is given in memory of Herbert Gray White, Sr., former teacher, musician, and assistant headmaster of Christchurch School, who gave 19 years of service to independent education. The The award is given to that student who has best exemplified an unwavering commitment to academic excellence during their time at CCS. To be sure, a part of that excellence is a student's grade point average. Even though that GPA is a single concrete marker, we know that behind this student's remarkable 4.46 overall GPA were a slew of tests, papers, presentations, projects, homework assignments, and equally remarkable is the fact that his senior year GPA is a 4.9. Clearly, no senior slide for Kevin. All of that hard work on those many individual assignments has contributed to other tangible markers. Kevin was on headmaster's list every term during his 3 years at Christ Church School. All except for two first-term grades in the 10th grade did Kevin earn anything other than an A-, and those were both a B+. He earned an A in some form for 97% of all of his grades on his CCS transcript. Behind those grades and lists, however, there's something harder to see, something we might only catch glimpses of, maybe like a sleight of hand. The number of hours spent working during study periods, skills periods, evenings, weekends, the time spent being with friends and learning about and from them, balancing academic work with co-curricular pursuits, and somewhere in there, personal time, we think. We look at individuals like Kevin and we think, wow, they work really hard. While we might be tempted to look at such excellence and think there is some kind of magic behind it all, we know that there has to be something deeper or more abiding fueling that work ethic. Indeed, as a school, we should seek to celebrate academic excellence as more than just a grade a student achieves. Those outward signs like GPA and work ethic are only a manifestation of something more important, something entirely internal, something more at the core of our academic program at Christ Church School. It is not magic, but curiosity that has allowed Kevin to achieve as much as he has in the academic arena at Christ Church. For in the end, those grades and the willingness to sacrifice time for those grades are only possible with something more innate, the desire to learn. Not learning for grades and lists and accolades, but learning for the sake of interest, for the sake of a job well done, for the sake of curiosity, simply for the sake of learning. Throughout his time at Christ Church, Kevin has cultivated this curiosity, whether it is about a novel he is reading or about learning how to fly a kite just a little bit higher. Learning is always at the core of how he approaches his academic tasks, and maybe just how he approaches his life in general. In so doing, he can show all of us how we can learn more about ourselves, more about those around us, and more about the broader world. For without that desire to learn, the relentless effort that Kevin has demonstrated over his years as a Christ Church student would not have been sustainable. It is an honor to celebrate Kevin for more than his grades, but also to celebrate his curiosity about himself, about that which he has been asked to learn, and about others. Please join me in congratulating the class of 2023's valedictorian, Kevin Liu.
I'd like to call Kristen Keelan, National Honor Society Advisor, to give those awards.
The National Honor Society is an organization that recognizes high school students who embody scholarship, character, leadership, and service. In order to receive an invitation to apply, students must be at least juniors or seniors and have had 2 terms of Heads List honors. But the NHS is about more than just good grades. NHS members have demonstrated leadership and character in their classrooms, on teams, in clubs, on hall, even in the dining hall. They are not only strong students, but strong leaders who reflect Christ Church's core values of kindness, integrity, curiosity, respect, acceptance, and self-confidence. 27 students received invitations to apply. 16 applications were received, and 5 seniors were selected to be new members of the Christ Church School chapter of the National Honor Society. In alphabetical order, I will now recognize the new seniors being inducted into our chapter of the National Honor Society. When your name is called, please come forward to receive your pin and certificate and cord. Jasmine Aberly. Michelle Bracken. Dun Hao-Tien. Dia Sizia. Chris Najera. Will the current members of the National Honor Society please come for your cord when I call your name? Phuong Bui. Izzy Keeland. Lizzie Owens. Kalista Nelson. Kevin Liu. Will Sears. Grant Sobel.
I'm now happy to call on our head of school, Billy Coyle, to talk about the class agents for the class of 2023.
Class agents for the class of 2023. As the Christ Church School graduating class of 2023 departs, it is most important to keep them together as a class after graduation. One of the ways that works is having class agents. On Monday, May 15th, the Alumni Office held a luncheon for the seniors. At that luncheon, a representative from the Alumni Office asked each of the seniors to share their cell phone number and off-campus email addresses. They were asked to vote for their class agents for the class of 2023. I am pleased to announce that the classmates who will keep the class of 2023 together and connected until their 50th reunion and beyond. Mahan Governor. Camille Marshall. Kalista Nelson. And finally, Will Sears.
At this time is the moment when the seniors literally get